Hi, in this video I will talk about refresh token. In my earlier video I talked about JWT access token. The link of that video I will share in the description below. So here I will talk about the flow of access token and refresh token. Here in the diagram, the client sends username and password in the login process to the authorization server. The authorization server validates the credential and issues access token and refresh token, and it will save the refresh token in the database table or in any storage so that it can be used later to generate a new access token if the access token is expired, if the current access token is expired. So it will generate the access token, refresh token, save the refresh token in the database table, and send the refresh token and access token to the client. The client will then store the access token and refresh token in the session storage or local storage, and then the client sends the access token in the authorization header along with the other data in the subsequent authorized request to get the response or get the protected resource from the resource server. The resource server is then sends the success response. After some time, if the access token gets expired, the and client sends the request with that expired access token, then the resource server will respond 401 unauthorized. After access token gets expired, instead of logging in again, the client can use the persisted refresh token and use that refresh token to generate a new access token. So clients can send requests to generate new access token with previously stored refresh token, and the authorization server in that case now will retrieve the saved refresh token from the database table and match with the refresh token that it stored in the session storage or local storage along with other criteria like expiration time, and generate a new access token with that refresh token, and also generate a new refresh token as well so that it can be used later, and the old refresh token for that user will be revoked. So after getting the new access token, the client sends request with new access token to the resource server to get the protected resource, and the protected resource now will respond with a successful 200 OK with data. So I will show you the implementation. First I will show you that in the logging, validate user credential, it will generate a access token and generate a refresh token. While refresh token is generating, it will save the same refresh token in the database table as well. So I will delete this. So I will delete this. So I don't have any refresh token now. I have products table here. So I will now logging. First you will see that this is the protected resource which is in the products controller. It is authorized attribute. Using this authorized attribute, it is protected. So if I this access token is already expired, so if I send the request, it will give me unauthorized. So if I start over, so I log in first with the sample data, sample username. User sends the request, it is getting the access token. So this is the access token, and I'll send this access token in the authorization header and sends the request. This time it is giving me the data from this database table. So after some time, I have set the expiration time as 30 seconds. So after 30 seconds, this access token will be expired and I will not be able to access this product API endpoint. So after 30 seconds, the product API authorization header access token is already expired and I cannot access. So now what can user do? User can log in again and get the access token along with the refresh token and get the protected data. But in this case, we will use the refresh token. There will be a prompt in the client application that the access token is already expired. Do you want to use the refresh token to generate an access token, or just a simple message that your access token is expired? There will be a button that will generate a new access token, and internally it will use the refresh token to generate a new access token. So client user will not know anything how he will be able to get access token and gets access to that protected resource. He will just use the button to generate a new access token, and internally the refresh token will be used to generate a new access token. So it is now unauthorized. So here you see, while logging, it is actually using the saving the refresh token in the database table. So here I have set the expiration time, expiration date. For my case, I can save also this, but I want to now generate a new access token with that refresh token. There is an endpoint refresh token. Here you will see that we will generate a new access token with that refresh token. So in that process, I will go to this function, and this function, what it does, it will send the refresh token that it stored in the local storage or session storage, and sends that refresh token in the body of the request to the backend. The backend then retrieves the saved refresh tokens from the table, and it matches with the refresh token in the local storage, and also checks if the expiration date is within the limit which is stored in the table, and if all conditions are met, it will then send the saved refresh token, and then it will reboot the old refresh token from the database table. It will reboot the old refresh token from the table for that user. and the revocation will be done in the same way as it retrieved, like it will send the refresh token that is stored in the local storage. It will match with the refresh token in the table, and if it matches and if the refresh token is found, it will then remove from there and save the new refresh token that is generated in the table that is generated here in the table again for that user. So another thing we can do, we can actually get the user information from the session variable or local storage variable and get the refresh token from the table for that user using the user information as well. So here I am actually giving you the example using the refresh token that is saved in the local storage. So my purpose is to show you how we can use the saved refresh token or persisted refresh token to generate a new access token. So it is now already invalid, and I have copied the persisted refresh token and I will send this persisted refresh token in the body of the request, because I have a refresh token model which is containing an attribute, and I am passing this in the body in this endpoint. So if this refresh token is not already expired from the table within this limit, then it will generate a new access token. Okay, so I have generated a new access token using the refresh token, and I can use the refresh token, I can use the access token, newly generated access token, to retrieve my data. So I'll clear the response, I send the request. Here I can now access the protected resource from my product endpoint, which was authorized from the table. This way we can actually use the refresh token to generate a new access token and use that new access token to access the protected endpoint. I hope you have understood the flow and it will be helpful for you. Next time I will come up with more videos in different topics. Till then, thank you.